Hello everyone and welcome to Blind Man Plays. I'm Jared Walters and a very happy new year to you. Welcome to 2023. I think after the last couple of years that we've all had, I tend to want to know the terms and conditions before going into 2023, because after everything that's been happening in the world since 2020, who knows what type of year we're going to have ahead. But that being said, I want to highlight some retro themed news, some modern gaming themed news. Yes, just basically take a look at some releases coming out in 2023, some really exciting retro themed news coming out in 2023, and give some reaction to it. So this video is going to be a kind of a mishmash of different news stories and a look at some of the game releases coming out in 2023, which could be quite interesting. So we're going to start off with the more retro themed news. The first story I wanted to highlight was something I came across about a week or two ago, which I thought was absolutely amazing, which was that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game is getting a Master System port. Now, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game was released by Konami in 1989 and was ported to several systems, including the C64, Amiga, DOS, and the best version, or the best port that we had, was on the NES, which came out in around about 1990. I remember having that game and it just rocking my world because I loved the arcade game so much. And the footage on screen now is from the YouTube channel Xfixium, and he's basically saying he's been using some of the Master System development kits to develop a port of the original arcade game on the Master System. It's very far from finished, but what we're seeing on screen now actually looks pretty good. It actually looks... Now, you guys will know that I've been really enjoying the Sega Master System lately. It's a system I'm going to be covering a lot more of in future videos, and I'd love to see what happens with this. So, yeah, very much looking forward to see what Xfixium does, and I'll put a link to his YouTube channel below in the description, so you guys can go over and check out for yourself. Now, this is a news story which I found was a little bit below the radar, but was quite interesting. Operation Wolf is returning. Now, Operation Wolf is, again, a game I remember from the Master System era, and obviously the arcades. There were several sequels to it, apparently, over the years, but it's actually getting a new game on the PS5. I believe, I know it's definitely coming to PS5, I'm not sure about other consoles, but apparently it's releasing on December 31st, so by the time this video comes out, it actually should be out. But here are some screenshots from Eurogamer, and it looks pretty good. Interesting to see what a modern version of Operation Wolf would be like. Yeah, quite interesting. Now, I've been keeping an eye on Evercade for a while. It's come across my attention, and it's one of those things I've been keeping an eye on, thinking, should I invest in this? Is this something that I'd like to actually look at moving forward? And I've looked at some of the cards and thought, yeah, some of the games I'm like, yeah, okay, I'd like to experience them. I'd like to experience more of what Evercade's got to offer. I like the idea behind what they're doing. But they've just announced a partnership which is going to bring about Amiga games on Evercade. Now, I love the Amiga. I've been going to be bringing out some videos about Amiga programs and software and games, etc. in the future, and exploring the Amiga in more detail, but the chance to actually play Amiga on Evercade might be what puts it over the top for me. depending on what games are released. Like if it's games like the Turrican trilogy, for example, then I'm gonna be all in. If it's if it's some of those sort of lesser known games on the Amiga, perhaps not. But definitely one to keep an eye on, and I'm very much interested to see what's going to be happening here. Now, a new Super Mario Brothers project has been doing the rounds on the internet based on the upcoming movie with Chris Pratt and Jack Black, and it's a 3D reimagining of the original Super Mario's game with Chris Pratt, with a actual 3D model of Chris Pratt, and I just want to show you guys a bit of this because it absolutely looks amazing. I hope we actually get to play this at some point. The creators have shown several levels so far, up as far as I think the second zone in the original Super Mario game, reimagined in full modern for 3D with a live action Chris Pratt and a live action Jack Black as Mario and Bowser respectively. This is one to keep a look at, just even for shits and giggles. I just want to highlight that as an interesting sort of news story, and we want to actually keep an eye on. And the original YouTube channel is on screen now, and I'll put a link in the description below. Just going to take a few seconds to say to you guys, thank you for watching this video. If you do like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you fancy it, subscribe to the channel. I will be updating more videos more regularly, hopefully on a weekly basis, maybe multiple times per week, but definitely on a weekly basis. And you can click that little bell to get notified when I do upload the next video.
USG Ishimura, this is the emergency maintenance team of the USG Kelligan responding to your distress call.
Isaac Clarke.
What have you got, Isaac?
So for the rest of this video, I want to showcase some retro-themed new releases that are coming up this year. So I've picked the games that have either remakes or reimaginings, or they have a retro feel to them, so the continuation of a franchise, for example. And I think those of us who have a feel for the more retro side of gaming may enjoy this year, and there's some really interesting ones coming up that I just want to share some of my thoughts on. So I'm just going to breeze through these very quickly, show you guys some of the trailers and footage, and just give a little bit of my thoughts on what's sort of coming up. So the first game I want to showcase is the DeadSpace remake. Now, I've played the original DeadSpace games, and this is coming out in January. I've played the original DeadSpace trilogy, not all the way through, but I found it quite interesting how, this sort of mix of space sci-fi and survival horror. Does it really need a remake yet? I don't know, but this does look kind of interesting and might be worth checking out.
Humanity will be made whole, Mr. Clarke. With or without you.
Isaac, it's me. It's all falling apart here. I can't believe what's happening.
Nicole?
Hey. I read you. What's your situation? What the hell's going on?
Possibly one of my favourite franchises in gaming, Resident Evil, and Resident Evil 4 is getting a remake this year, coming to all major platforms and PC. And now, I loved the Resident Evil 2 remake because Resident Evil 2 was my favourite of the Resident Evil games, and I always thought to myself, do we really need a remake of Resident Evil 4? Now, Resident Evil 4, we're still looking at nearly 20 years ago now that the original came out, and the original still stands today. It still stands as a perfectly playable game today. But looking at this footage here, I'm really up for giving this a go. I'm really up for giving this a shot. This looks like it's going to be terrifying and a lot of fun. Fatal Frame, Mask of the Lunar Eclipse. Now, I don't have a lot of experience with the Fatal Frame games. I think it was called, I'm not entirely sure what the British version was, because we had a different, it was called something else. It was like Project Zero or something over here in the West. But Fatal Frame basically normally involves a character going around a haunted house or a haunted location, and you use a camera to take pictures and entrap ghosts. This looks quite interesting and might be worth sort of checking out sometime later this year when it comes out.
Cyber Society sure is something.
Mega Man Battle Network Legacy. I've shown you a bit of footage of this game. Not for me. I don't like these type of battle games or these card sort of base games. Unfortunately, not something I would be personally interested in, but might be for you.
Welcome to the Zompocalypse. I hate to tell you, but you picked the wrong time to come to town. Bet you thought your world was in chaos, didn't ya? Try this on for size.
Dead Island 2. Now, I enjoyed the original Dead Island. This looks like it could be a lot of fun. A bit of a step up from the original. It's, you know, we zombie games are a dime a dozen these days. So this is going to have to do something special to really stand above, you know, the other offerings that are out there. But yeah, it looks kind of interesting.
Back for more, huh? Hey, different strokes for different folks, right? As long as you're dead, stay dead. So, what do you say? See you in hell?
Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. Right, I have a confession to make. I don't really have that much experience with Zelda games. I think it's something I might explore on the channel later on as I play through some Zelda games for the first time and give my reaction. I have never really played that many Zelda games. I don't know why. I think it was like the original cartoon that came out like around about the time the Super Mario Brothers cartoon came out, and it just completely actually turned me off the game for life. It did. I've really wanted to play Twilight Princess, Breath of the Wild, and a few others, but I just never got the chance to play them because whenever I've owned a Nintendo console capable of playing them, they either came out too late, like Twilight Princess was very, very late in the Wii's life cycle, I'd moved on, or it just never got around to it. So I'll be keeping an eye on this, and when it comes out, perhaps I'll do a bit of a Zelda retrospective and showcase like playing Zelda for the first time or something and my experience with it on the channel. But yeah, I just thought I'd show it to you guys.
Come on, break that beat! Go, party people! Everybody still cooking?
This is probably the most I've looked forward to a Street Fighter game since like Street Fighter 2, basically. I'm not a huge beat 'em up fan, but I'll be honest with you, this looks epic. This looks epic. I am proper excited for this. Just look at the graphics and just the interactions and things, and just I won't pay full price for a beat 'em up game because I just don't get enough longevity out of it. But this is something I'll definitely be keeping an eye out and having a look at. Just I want to know more about it. This is Street Fighter 6 looks epic.
Street Fighter 6.
Diablo 4. Now, I don't really have much of an experience with the Diablo games. Again, it's a franchise I maybe need to take a look at, go back to. But this is some footage from the Diablo 4 reveal trailer. And that's coming out next year.
To a story with hopes and expectations.
Alan Wake 2. Now, I really enjoyed the first Alan Wake game. I only played through it thanks to Xbox backwards compatibility about 2 years ago, and I thoroughly enjoyed the first game. Really looking forward to see what the second game has to offer.
This story will eat you alive. This story is a monster. And monsters wear many faces.
Sergeant Leo Alvarez of the CM Leth Recon Squad. Our mission was to enter the Tantalus base, locate the ComSat relay, and bring it back online. We found the relay, but there was a problem.
Get that door closed now, Private. Close that gate. Nothing gets in here. Ray didn't make it.
At least he's in one piece.
Willis, take the lead.
Oh, this ain't good.
What we found was a new kind of evil, and it found us first.
What the?
This wasn't human.
Aliens Dark Descent. The Aliens franchise has consistently put out games over the last sort of few years, and it's been a mixed bag. You've had games like Aliens Colonial Marines, which is absolute crap, and Alien Isolation was amazing. I loved Alien Isolation. It was so terrifying. This has the potential to be really, really good, and I'll definitely be keeping an eye out on this.
I don't know what I saw in there. that I know when I close my eyes, I still see it.
Flashback 2. Now, I seen this advertised not long ago. It's saying 2022 release, I believe, but there's not a great deal of information on it at the moment, so we'll have to take a look at when it actually comes out. But like, Flashback's one of those games I have fond memories of playing when I was a kid on the Amiga and the Sega Mega Drive / Genesis. I remember playing the supposed sequel, which was Fade to Black, on the PS1, and I recently went back and revisited that when the Flashback 2 trailer was announced. Interested to see what's coming with it. I'm interested to see. I want to see some gameplay.
In local news, a new crime wave that is sweeping Detroit has already claimed the lives of 21 police officers.
Robocop Rogue City. I get to go around Detroit and play as Robocop and shoot people. Yeah, this could be good. Robocop's got some interesting games in its back catalogue, and some really good ones too, so especially going back to like the 16-bit and arcade eras. I'm all in on this. I can't wait to see what comes of it.
Where is all the money?
We all saw it hesitate in a life and death situation. Why?
Listen, I would trust this guy with my kids. I mean, if I had any. This was just an isolated glitch.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
Silent Hill Ascension. Now this is going to be like a live event, or a player live event, so I don't think this is coming out on console or PC. It's going to be like some sort of interactive live event, basically, that's going to be happening. I'll put some links in the description below that will go into this more, but I'm quite intrigued as to what it's all about, to be honest with you. But it's some sort of live interactive event, so it's not a game per se. It's some interactive event that takes place within the Silent Hill franchise. So, interesting.
Could she really be here, waiting for me? Mary died of that damn disease 3 years ago.
In my restless dreams, I see that town. Silent Hill.
Silent Hill 2. Oh, the original quintessential Silent Hill game. I got a bit of a story about it. When I was in university, a friend and I had an impromptu drinking session. I had it just past Christmas of 2002, and my grandparents had bought me some beers. I went around to my friend's dormitory and we were just sat watching TV, and I just drank some of these beers. I wasn't planning on being drunk or anything, and my mate was just like, oh, do you know what, should we just go and get drunk? And I don't remember the night, and it's one of those times where you got so drunk that you actually don't remember the time that you were kind of sober, because even when I went to get the beers, I was like sort of tipsy. All I remember is going to the store and buying some beers, being out in one of the local clubs, waking up the next morning and there's a copy of Silent Hill 2 on my desk, ringing my friend and saying, dude, where did I get this copy of Silent Hill 2 from? He's like, well, you bought it at the store last night, don't you remember? And I'm like, no. But absolutely terrifying game, and I desperately want to play the remake.
I enlisted because I didn't want to wait years just to get out and see the galaxy. I wanted to go somewhere, see new worlds, look up at a sky no one's ever seen before.
It's been a dream of mine since before I can remember. So I would be honored to become a captain someday.
Star Trek Resurgence. Now, to me, the trailer doesn't do this game justice. There's gameplay trailer out, there's gameplay footage out there, which is much more, looks much better in my opinion. But the chance to get involved in a Star Trek interactive story, yes, please.
The fate of the negotiations, the interests of the Federation, and the prospect for peace may very well depend on it.
Star Wars Jedi Survivor. This, I believe, looks to be a sequel to the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order games. Now, I quite enjoyed Jedi Fallen Order. I haven't completed it, but I did play it when it was on EA Pass. I installed it on my PC last year. It's one of those games I want to get round to actually playing the original. But Jedi Survivor, wow. You've got mounts in it, you've got... This looks quite expansive. I really I want to see more about this. This is looking good. This is looking good. Star Wars games can be hit and miss, but this is looking as if it could be something special.
Thanks, Claude. Part of the job, Custis. The Jedi is a threat. Not now that we have this. As long as we fight. Hope survives.
Suikoden 1 and 2 digital remaster. Now these look to be like a digital remasters, the originals of the Suikoden games on the PlayStation 1. I might actually go back and revisit these and play them on the actual PlayStation 1 themselves before having a look at the remake. I know a lot of people really enjoyed this franchise when it came out back in the days of the original PlayStation. And it was one of the first of many JRPGs to sort of launch on the system, and I know a lot of people got a lot of fond memories of this game. So it's getting a digital remaster. It looks really nice, and something that perhaps, yeah, could be interesting. So guys, that's just some of my thoughts on some of the upcoming games coming out in 2023. What are you looking forward to in 2023? What have I missed? Let me know if you'd like me to do more of these retro news based videos. I just like to say thank you very much guys, Happy New Year, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.